Still under oath, madam. Yes, Mr. Zulu.
Thank you, my lord. Ma'am, I'd like to refer you to a statement by Longwe Twala, A9. A9, paragraph 6. Sorry.
As a quick please, my lord, we just want to put in record that we drew council's attention to the statement of Dr. Koza. Two statements actually. Where
Yeah, Dr. Koza, what about him?
That refutes the version that is put to the witness.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we've drawn those statements to the attention of my colleague.
You've drawn
His attention.
What do you draw
Yes.
from the statement?
Yes. No, we showed him those statements.
To say what?
To say the version that he's putting is being refuted in the statement of Dr. Koza.
Oh, okay, yeah, you must tell the court so that I understand.
Yes,
But you just say you drew attention to the statement. I don't know what.
I'm sorry.
Okay, fine.
Sacela ufakazi ukuthi-ke abheke istatement sikalongwe kodwa ngaphambi kwalokho nje umshushisi usetshela inkantolo ukuthi kuney'statement ey'mbili la khona-ke anikeze khona ummeli zakhe uDr. Ivan Khoza eziphikisana naleya nkulumo ebifundiwe kwistatement sakhe uSifiso Meyiwa. Amagama-ke ubaba uKhoza uyakuphikisa lokuya okushiwo uSifiso Meyiwa kulesa statement.
Thank you. Okay.
My lord, the statement, the witnesses is referred to a statement A9.
A9.
A9 by Longwe Twala
Yeah.
in paragraph 6, my lord.
Okay.
The last sentence of the page to the next page. Are you, yes, are you in possession of
Yes,
this?
I'm in possession of the statement, my lord.
All right. Do you see paragraph 6, the last page, from page 1 to the, proceeding to the next page?
6.
Yes, I can see, my lord.
Sorry?
I can see the paragraph.
So, can you see that the statement has been signed, commissioned on the...
I can see, my lord.
Sorry. So, may you please read it on record, Mr. That paragraph 6, proceeding to the next page.
Suddenly at plus minus 2000 hours on 2014-10-26, two unknown boys came in the house. Okay, I had a voice saying, this handwriting.
Yes, I see. It's
Your phone and money. Yes.
Yes.
Place your phone and money. Sure. Can someone assist me this handwriting?
Can you see it?
Okay. I then approached one of these boys. I grabbed him and pushed him. He was armed with a revolver. Should I proceed?
Yes, revolver.
Okay, 38 special. I then ran out to look for help.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jonas. That's what I wanted to put it to you, ma'am, that even Longwe, in his statement, mentioned a 38 special revolver.
Uthi yilokho ke bengifuna ukutshela kona ukuthi noLongwe ke kwistatement sakhe ukhuluma ke nge38 revolver. Le statement bengicela ukuthi angisifunde ke sakho uLongwe thwala lesithi ke kwesikhathi kwakungo8 ebusuku nge24:10:26 kwangena ke abafana ababini angabazi wase weza ke omunye ekhuluma noma esho ukuthi beka phansi amafoni kanye nemali ngase ngiphusha ke oyedwa kubona ngambamba ngabona ongamphusha ke ngabona ukuthi wayephethe i-revolver i.38 special ngabalekela ngaphandle ke ngiyofuna usizo.
Is this the longer who's supposed to have shot the deceased?
I beg your pardon.
Is that the longer who's supposed to have shot the deceased?
That's the
Does he mention it that he
that's
shot
the
the
version
deceased?
that I put to her.
No. The version you put was that Meiwa, the deceased, was trying to separate Longwe. Is that the Longwe you're talking
That's
about?
correct, yes.
And Zandi.
And Zandile.
Now I'm saying, when he says it's a 38, you put
Yes.
credence on that version.
It's
Except-
about the firearm. Man.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
You remember Mr. Baloi said you only want to quote half a version. Am I quoting you?
Indeed, my lord.
So you just want that portion which says revolver.
Yes.
You don't want the other portion.
I think
to be mentioned.
I've got now 3 to 4 statements.
No, fine.
And they are long, my lord.
No,
To the
I hear
extent
you.
that
I'm
if
just
I
saying
read all of them.
You just quoting
Spot.
a snippet.
Yes.
Fine.
On that aspect.
problem.
Thank you, man.
Manje mase siyabuza ukuthi loLongwe manje okhulumayo la othi yena omunye walabantu bangena babephethe i.38 special yiloLongwe othi uma ngabe ufunda ke ngale istatement lesiya ebesifundiwe uma ngenza iphutha ke sakhe usifiso leso statement besithi uloLongwe lo owayelwa noZandile umeyi noma usenzo ezama ukuhlukanisa bona wase uyadubuleka uyena manje loLongwe lo othi la yena wabona omunye walabo abantu abangena ephethe i.38 special.
Thank
My
you.
Lord, I'm not the author of this statement, nor did I obtain a statement, my Lord, from the witness.
Aksimina owabhala lesi statement lesi ke siqeda ukufundwa sakhe uLongwe noma futhi aksimina owathola noma wathatha istatement kuyena uLongwe.
Thank you. May I refer you to A10 of Tumelo Madlala's statement in paragraph 5. Sorry, in page 2 of paragraph 5. The same statement was commissioned. It's A10, Tumelo Madlala's statement, paragraph 2, page 2 in paragraph 5. Do you see it?
I'm still waiting for the statement. Paragraph.
It's paragraph 5 of page 2. 810.
I have the statement.
Do you see paragraph 5? Can you please read it for me? Just to place it.
It's not an easy handwriting to read.
Yeah? It's not easy.
It's
to
not an
read.
easy handwriting.
Do you have the typed one, Mr.? No. All right. We'll figure it out. May I refer you to page 2, A110 is the same person, Tumelo Madlala, in paragraph 4.
A110,
A110, not A10. The first one I said A10, now this one is A110. In paragraph 4. Sorry, my lord, there's pressure on this eye.
There's what?
There's pressure. It is
On whose eye?
for this eye. A lot of pains now.
So?
No, I will proceed with this one, but just to indicate it that there's
You
a
want us to
problem that
adjourn?
I'm having. We can only do these statements then, my lord, so that I can attend to this. It's too much pressure. It's paragraph 4.
I can see paragraph 4, my lord.
Can you please read it for me, if Mr. Jonas can?
Okay. Paragraph 4 reads as follows. On A10 statement, I indicated to the police officer who was taking my statement that the firearm which the suspect was carrying was a firearm with a wheel in the middle. I didn't say the firearm was a 30.38 special. I think the police officer, with his knowledge of firearms, made conclusion that the firearm I was referring to in my explanation was a .38 special.
Thank you. This is also what I wanted to place it on record.
Lana ke ifundeka ngalendlela ke lo fakazi lona uTumelo Brian Madlala kwistatement sakhe esimanje ebhalwe uA110 uthi ke ulungisa lokho bekubhalwe kulesinye istatement ebengakwazi ke usifunda uthi ke kwistatement sami esiu-A10 ngithe kwiphoyisa elalibhala phansi istatement sami ukuthi isibhamu umsolwa awayesiphethe kwakuyisibhamu esasi nesondo maphakathi nendawo angikaze ngisho ukuthi isibhamu leso kwakuyi.38 special ngicabanga ukuthi iphoyisa lona ngolwazi elinalo lweyibhamu yena ke wase efinyelela ke noma efinyelela ekuthini ke leso sibhamu leso kwakuyi engangikhuluma ngaso mina kwakuyi.38 special.
What
My
does that
lord,
mean?
this is not-
Sorry? Okay. Yeah, okay, answer.
Oh, my lord, this is not my statement, and I did not obtain the statement from the witness.
It's not your statement.
Akusona istatement sami lesi futhi akumina owasithatha kuyena ufakazi le statement.
This statement, Tumelo was describing the type of a firearm that those people were in possession of. When he was giving that description of the firearm, the police officer that he was narrating it to is the one who concluded that it was a 38 special.
Lana uTumelo yena wayechaza ke isibhamu lesi yena ke athi labantu babesiphethe iphoyisa ke lona ekuyilona elalibhala elathi uma lichaza isibhamu leso ke lasichaza njenge-38 special.
I cannot comment, my lord, because it's not my statement.
Angikwazi ukuthi ngingaphawula ke ngoba akusona istatement sami.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
My lord, I was requesting the matter to stand down until tomorrow.
You want us to stand down until?
Tomorrow, ma'am.
What's the problem, Mr. Mgomezulu? What is your problem?
My problem, my lord, is this eye.
What about the eye?
I have to put the drops, so I didn't bring my drops.
What are your drops? Cypher blue?
Yes.
I've got cypher blue.
Okay, may I have it, my lord? So that
Hello, Rose. On that. Come on, right. I'm drawing ill. What else do you want? I'm also a doctor, by the way.
insist, man. Yeah, because it's painful, this thing. Yeah? Ngazange ngithela ama-drops. These are not good. You want me to go on? Which one? Mr. Sibanda has given me the same medication. May I request?
What is that? It's not hygiene, is it?
Fusion optic.
Fusion optic.
Yeah.
You can go outside and apply it.
Yes.
We'll wait for you. What does that eye fusion do to your eyes? There's nothing like that. Pain. They just they clear your veins. If you have red eyes because of whatever, overreading. But when you have a pain in your eye, you must go and see an optician. There's no siyavuma madoda une pain ehlweni vumani madoda siyavuma. An optometrist, then you go and see an optometrist when Mr. ngeke kulaphe lento le.
Ophthalmologist.
No, it's not an ophthalmologist, an optometrist. You don't. There's a difference between the two. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So can you go on now?
Yes, I can go on. At least it's subsiding.
Okay.
Ma'am, now let's get into. It has been placed on record, and I'm going to prove in defense that a firearm that was used to
No, he's already used muti. That one is not muti.
No, it's fine. Is 38 revolver special.
Yeah.
And that 38 revolver special did not leave the cartridges on the floor when those shots were fired.
My Lord, according to my knowledge, as I said, there were instances where Brigadier Kininda would brief me and maybe other documents will be brought under my attention. But what I know, my Lord, is that it's not a 38, it's 90 millimeter, my Lord, according to the ballistic expert.
Manje ke engizokwenza ukuthi ngikutshengiseke noma ngivezeke ukuthi ke isibhamu esasetshenziswa ke laphana kwakuyiyona ke i38 special lena i-revolver nokuthi futhi ke yona uma kudutshulwa ngayo amagobolondo awasaleli noma awawi phansi kodwa asalela ngaphakathi kusona ke isibhamu nanjengoba bengishilo ke ngaphambilini ukuthi ke bekumane igameka la khona ke uBrigadier Ginyinda ebengitshela ukuthi kwenzekani ngesikhathi angitshengiseke mhlambe amaphepha noma amadocument athize kodwa ke ngokwaloko kwatholakala kungoti osebenza ngeibhamu ukuthi kwakuyi 9 mm eyasetshenziswa.
Okay, are you done?
I'm done.
May I put another question? Before the inception of this trial, did you have an opportunity as the investigating officers to interview the state witnesses, including the officers that attended to the scene on the 26th of October 2014? I'm referring to Sergeant Mtetwa and Matebula. Have you interviewed them?
My Lord, I have never interviewed them.
Ngaphambili kokuthi ke icala leli liqale ukuthi liqulweke ingaba ofakazi nakhulumisana yenye nabo kanye namaphoyisa ke ekuyilawo aya khona lapho kundawo yesigameko umthetho namathebula mina ke angaze ngikhulumisane noma nabo noma ngiba interview.
As the investigating officer, what was your role? What was your role in terms of the statements that I'm putting to you? What is your role? What was your role during the investigation?
My Lord, I have led evidence, my Lord, on my role on this matter.
Mayelana ney'tatimende lezi engikubuza ngako wena-ke okwakho kwakuyini noma okwakho umsebenzi wawuyini mina-ke ubufakazi bami sengibethuleleke ngokuthi kwakuyini mina-ke engayenza-ke kuleli cala.
Sergeant Mteto, who attended the scene, he made two statements. There's a statement he made, I think at 12 o'clock, after he attended the scene. The statement was half made in the house, and he finalized the statement at the police station. But he gave evidence relating to the crime scene. And the second statement was also made in 2018 by Mteto again. I'll tell you what is in those statements. When he attended the scene, he told his court that there was a lady, after he received a complaint, him, Mteto, and other two students, they attended the scene. Upon their arrival, they saw a lady. The lady told them that they went to that direction, pointing at the direction of a park. Are you aware of that?
My Lord, as I've said, there is a role which I have played, my Lord, with regard to this matter. And there are things which I know, there are things which I do not know, my Lord, simply because they were not brought into my attention.
Lana-ke ngizokutshela okwakhulunywa umthethwa-ke uma sebefika-ke la isigameko esenzeka khona-ke ukuthi kwakuyena hamba nozakwabo kanye nabanye-ke amaphoyisa-ke ayesaqala-ke noma-ke kuthiwa ama-students bahlangana-ke nalo mama othize owabakhomba-ke wathi bagijime baya ngakuloliya hlangothi ingabe uyakwazi yini lokho bese ngifakazile-ke ngasho-ke ukuthi mina-ke bekuyini owami umsebenzi kuleli cala leli kunezinto engizaziyo kunezinto engingazazi engingazange-ke mina-ke ngiyitshele noma ngizaziswe.
According to Mteto, I'm putting this to you as the investigating officer in this case, which I presumed that you had this knowledge. But I'm drawing to your attention to the fact that when they arrived, they found Themba Khumalo, who is the brother of Ma Khumalo, the mother of Sandy and Kelly. They found that man who actually opened for them to enter the house. And when they entered the house, they found a crutch and a head on the floor. Do you know about that?
My Lord, as I'm saying, if maybe you want me to open the statement, maybe you can refer to the index of the statement so that I can maybe refresh on what is on the statement, my Lord, because there's a lot of volumes, my Lord, on this case. So I cannot really comment as you are saying, because sometimes you put things which are not proper. So I don't want to say yes, I know, whereas maybe there's somewhere where you have twisted.
Lana-ke aqhubeke-ke umthetho athi bathi-ke uma beya-ke endlini bahlangana-ke noThemba Khumalo ekungumfowabo-ke kaMakhumalo umama kaZandi kanye noKelly Khumalo
Yeah, approach me.
base bebona-ke khona lapho-ke ecrash phansi ingabe uyakwazi yini lokho uma mhlambe-ke ngingatshengiswa-ke istatement-ke ngoba-ke kuyenzeka ngezinye iy'nkathi-ke usho into kanti-ke akusiyona-ke into eqondile kukhona la uyishintshe khona uma ungangikhombisa nje istatement mayelana nalokho.
But I'm still perusing the statement. I just want to tell you that I'm a court official. I have no reason to misdirect this court. I have a fiduciary duty. Just a moment, my lord. May I just check there are two statements of Sergeant Mteto, the one for 2014 and the one for 2018. It's done. Do you have it, Mr. For the witness? I know what I'm asking.
As a court, please, my lord. I know we've allowed my learned friend to refer to the statements, but these witnesses have testified. We submit that the proper way is to refer to the relevant portions of the evidence and to cross-examine on that, and not on the basis of the statement which might have been qualified in places.
Yes, Mr. Mgamizulu.
My lord, the witness has indicated that she did not interview Mr. Mteto, and she did not make the statement. And the relevant part of it is what we are seeking to do now, is the witness is asking me to refer her to that particular section. If, as they were they are still looking for the statement. Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Mgamizulu. This question, what is it in aid of?
Sorry,
Of
ma'am.
saying Miss Molefe. I think that witness is Molefe. Miss Molefe. As Mtetwa and his colleague were coming
Yes.
towards the Khumalo house.
When they entered the house,
Yes.
my lord.
When they entered the house.
Yes.
But you're
Yes.
putting it to her that Mtetwa was told by this Molefe, Miss Molefe, that two people came
Ran.
out running towards the park.
Correct, my lord.
What do you want us to understand by that?
No, I was just narrating the statement towards the question I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
The question that I'm asking to the witness in relation to a particular paragraph is that when Mtetwa entered the house,
Yeah.
these are the objects or the exhibits they found.
Yeah, fine.
And I'm going to demonstrate that there were no cartridges or any projectiles that were found at that time on the first
Oh, I
visit.
see, they were planted.
Yes, that's what I'm driving to.
Oh, I see, okay, fine, let's hear you. I recall Mr. Numalo saying there was a cartridge or a bullet
That one is in paragraph
which was planted.
14 of Mr. Ngumalo's cross-examination.
That's so.
And
Okay.
paragraph 12 and 13 was cross-examination of Advocate Mnisi. Then he made a qualification in terms of paragraph 14.
Okay.
And the court intervened by saying, if he says, because something was deleted there, when they talk about a bullet found on the top of the sink And Mr. Mteto corrected it by saying next to the kitchen, sorry, not next to the sink. So there are two contrasting statements.
No, it's a cupboard, it's not a sink.
Yes, it's just that my memory, because I'm relating this from what I've read.
Me, I know the evidence, cupboard.
Yes,
And then there were some jars there.
that's
Jugs.
correct. Which were not seen on the
Yes.
first visit.
Yes.
Yes. So what I'm putting to you, ma'am, is that satisfy yourself with that statement, but I'm not going to mislead the court, is that when he entered for the first time, 2020, which page is it? Paragraph. So, which statement is this? Can you see? When ma'am, that statement actually entails that the no projectile was found on the first visit of Sergeant Mteto. They entered the house. What they found, they saw the containers of liquor, the crutch, and the head, and did not mention anything about a bullet found at their first visit. And then they left to the hospital.
Okukhulunywe ngale statement ukuthi ke nkathi umthetho ke nozakwabo beya laphayana okuqala ayikho inhlamvu abayithola kodwa ke bathola ke amakano otshwala bathola ke induku lena yokuhamba into elimele icrash kanye futhi nesiqoko.
Then so on the second statement, yeah, that is A78. Particularly paragraph 12, 13, and 14.
A78. Is that A78?
A78, from paragraph 12 to paragraph 14.
Can I have the statement? I don't see the statement here.
Sorry,
Can I have the
Mr.
statement?
Baloy.
A98.
I said 98. A98 is A98.
this exercise of trying to elicit evidence of witnesses, we all know that it is not under cross-examination. You're reading from a statement, but Ntetwa and his colleague were taken to cross-examination by all the councils here. So their evidence is not restricted, obviously, to a statement. They said other things which were elicited by the very gentleman who's the prosecutor, Baloi, and Mr. Ramosipidi on behalf of 1 and 2, and Mr. Nisi on behalf of 3, and Mr. Ngumalo on behalf of 4, Ms. Mshorolo on behalf of 5, cross-examined these 2 witnesses, police witnesses,
yes,
and elicited more evidence. So, but you are now concentrating on a statement. How does it help us? Maybe you can explain to me, I don't know.
I hear you, my lord. I have no difficulty in withdrawing that question.
Okay.
I have no difficulty at all. But the gist of what I'm going to get from you as the investigating officer, is whether did you personally, other than other investigating officer, attend to the crime scene? Did you undertook reconstruction of the crime scene?
My lord, I never undertook any reconstruction of the scene.
Ukuthi ke ngiyeleke kwindawo yesigameko ngiyobheka ke ukuthi ke yenziweke kabusha ke amagama ke ukuthi ke ubone ukuthi isimo noma isimo sasi kanjani ngelanga lesigameko lesi angazeke ngiye khona lapho ngiyokwenza lokho.
And my lord, I am part of the investigation team. I was acting on what I was instructed to do, my lord.
Futhi ke nanjengengxenye yethimba eliphenyayo mina ngangenza lokho engangikutshelwa ukuthi angikwenze.
Before I sit, my lord, may I approach a question? Thanks, my lord. That concludes my cross-examination.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ramosipidi.
As it pleases the court, my lord. Afternoon, Sergeant Bokhula.
Afternoon, concern.
Now, if I listen to your testimony correctly, is that you and the team of investigators were seized with this matter in 2018, that's correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi mina ke nethimba eliphenyayo masiqala ke ukusebenza kulecala kwango-2018.
And when you are seized with this matter, and because I want to concentrate specifically on the role that you particularly played, as you have been going on with my learned colleague, that some aspects of the investigations you are privy thereto and others you are not, correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Njengoba bese ngishilo ukuthi kwaba nezinto engizaziyo kube nezinto engazazi.
But before we even go there, On Friday, we were talking about buccal swabs that were obtained from some of the accused persons on which Mr. Tie, Detective Tie, testified about. You remember that?
Yes, I remember, my lord.
Yebo ngiyakhumbula ke mayelana nobufakazi bangolesihlanu ke la Mr. Tie ebethula ubufakazi bakhe ke mayelana nobufakazi ke noma amaswap ayethathiwe ke kwabanye babasolwa.
And at the conclusion of your evidence, you were given a statement that you read into record to the effect that on the 17th of June 2020, you received a forensic bag with PA number 4004718-737 from Sergeant Mohani at around 14:30. That's when you received that bag.
Kodwa ke ngolesihlanu uma usuphothula ubufakazi bakho ufakazileke ukuthi ngazo i17 zika June 2020 unale sikhwama ke sobufakazi esine number 4004718737 owasithola kuyena uSergeant Mohane isikhathi kwakungu 14:30.
I think the statement has just been handed to you, the yellow pack there.
That's correct, my lord. It's PA 4004718-737.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ke iyona ke le number oqeda ibiza.
Why did Sergeant Mohane give you this forensic bag? Where were you at the time?
I was, my lord, in Pretoria Central.
Ngangise Pretoria Central uma ke Mohane enginikeza sona ke leso sikhwama sezobufakazi.
Perhaps if you can start by giving context to this day of the 17th of June 2020. Remember, evidence was led and you were part of that evidence to say that on the 17th of June 2020, accused number 2 was brought to a board meeting at Pretoria North Police Station where he was interviewed, questioned, interrogated, and the people present there were yourself, Sergeant Mohane, and Sergeant Mabena. You remember that?
I remember, my lord.
Awusitshele ke mayelana nalokho okwenzeka ke ngalo lelanga eyi17 zika June 2020 ngoba ushilo ke ukuthi umsola wesibili ke walethwa ke khona ePretoria North yila khona kwakunomhlangano owawukhona ke la nanim khama khona ngemibuzo kwakuwena uMohane kanye naMabena. Yebo ngiyakhumbula.
And furthermore, a version was put to yourself and to Brigadier Gininda to the effect that even Brigadier Gininda was present at that meeting, a version that you refuted and Colonel Gininda as well refuted. Remember that? At that meeting of the 17th of June 2020.
I remember, my lord.
Uyakhumbula ke futhi nokuthi ke kwashiwo kuwena kushona kuyena uBrigadier Gininda into leyo owayiphika wena nayo uBrigadier Gininda wayiphika ukuthi wayekhona ke uBrigadier Gininda kuona loyo mhlangano. Yebo ngiyakuvuma lokho.
Now let's finish this aspect of the buccal swab regarding the 17th, and we'll go into the other details of the 17th of June. Mohane hands you this forensic bag and we assume that it's got the buccal swab inside. Where was the buccal swab obtained from accused number 2, and who obtained that buccal swab? Because investigator Tie did not testify about him obtaining a buccal swab from accused number 2.
My lord, I have no idea. Sergeant Mohane only gave me the exhibit bag which was containing, my lord, the buccal swab sample, my lord.
Ukuthi ke lo bufakazi noma lesikhwama sezobufakazi anginikeza sona uSergeant Mohane ngazo i17 zika June 2020 ukuthi asibuya kuphike noma ukuthi ke lo bufakazi ke bakhona la emlonyeni ke bakhe umsolo wesibili ukuthi bathathwa kubi ngoba utsiye yena ke akafakazanga ngomsolo wesibili uthi lokho angikwazi ke okwenzeka nje ukuthi uMohane wanginikeza sona leso sikhwama leso sezobufakazi.
I have seen on Friday when you were testifying about the buccal swab that investigator Tie obtained from accused number 3 and 4. You also made chain statements to say after the buccal swab was obtained, It was handed to me, I logged it somewhere, and then I took it to FSL. Did Sergeant Mohani hand you similar chain of evidence to say this was handed to me by the person that obtained the buccal swab at this time, and this person is this person, and how I handled this forensic bag until I hand it over to you as Sergeant Mohula?
My Lord, the only thing that I have received from Sergeant Mohane, it was only the bag.
Ngikubonile ke ngolesihlanu uma ke ukhuluma noma ke uthi ekhuluma ngaye ke umsolo wesithathu nowesine ukuthi ke kusho ke ukuthi ngase nginikezwa lokho mina ngakuthatha ke ngakubeka endaweni ethile ukusuka lapho ngakuhambisa ke ngakusa eFSL nomuhane ke ingaba wakutshela yini naye uma ekunika ukuthi ke ukuthole kubani kwase kuya kuphi esezokunikeza wena ukuphela kwento ke eyenzeka ukuthi umuhane wanginikeze nje kuphela ke leso sikhwama leso sezokufakaza.
Because this is forensic material, it's something that needs to be tested, and the chain of custody thereof needs to be accounted for. Why did you not insist on a chain of evidence? For example, who obtained this buccal swab according to you?
My Lord, I was not present when the buccal swab was obtained.
Sorry, finish.
And I had no duty, my Lord, to ask Mohane to say where is the change statement, because I made my own change statement and given to Brigadier Geninda. So I wouldn't have known if he has already given him the statement or not.
Ukuthi ke lobo bufakazi ke ba la emlonyeni ke bakhe umsolo wesibili ukuthi ke wakuthathwe ubani mina ke angikwazi futhi kwangasi kumina ke ukuthi ngibuze umuhane ke mhlambe wayesendlulisile ke istatement sakhe ke uBrigadier Geninda ngoba yilokho nami ke engakwenza.
Now what happened to that, because on the buccal swabs that you dealt with the accompanying chain statements, we also have the folio, because they come in triplicate. The original goes somewhere, the other second page of the folio remains in the register, and the other one is attached to the docket. What happened to the folio, the copy, like you have with the ones that you dealt with? Because I've asked my learned colleague, and I haven't been provided with same.
I believe, my Lord, it would have been filed in the docket.
Ukuthi ke nanjengoba ke kuye kube namaphepha ke noma ke ama document ke elinye mhlambe lizoba sedokoteni elinye liya kuphi ngicabanga ukuthi ke kumele ukuthi likhona ngaphakathi kulona idokodo.
I'm not sure whether that was relayed to you as part of the investigating team to obtain same for us for the purposes of this cross-examination, because I asked on Friday already, and this morning I followed up with my learned colleague, and I was informed same is still being searched for, and I haven't been provided with same until now.
Angazi ke noma ke umlayezo lona obutholile yini ngoba isicelo ke leso engangisenzileke ngolesihlanu ke na ke uza kwethu umshushisi wangitshela ke ukuthi kusabhekwa ngisalindileke kuze kube manje.
I can maybe I'll check for you, advocate.
Ngizokubhekela ke.
Now, so far as you know, because you have been working with Sergeant Mohane for how long now, besides working together in the National Cold Cases Unit? How long have you been working with him?
Working with him?
Yes.
Maybe over, maybe 10 years.
Ungathi nje mhlambe ke iminyaka u10 ngisebenza naye ke uSergeant Mohane.
And if you know the answer, you can answer it. Do you know if Sergeant Mohane is an authorized personnel to obtain buccal swabs from suspects?
The last time, my Lord, he was not an authorized person. I don't know now.
Ngabe uyazini ke umuntu ke onegunya ke noma uvumelekile ke ukuthi ke angathatha ke ubufakazi lokhu bobuke obuthathwa lapho na ke emlonyeni umuhane ubasola ngaleso sikhathi ngangazi angimazi ngaleso sikhathi engavumelekile angazi manje ke.
Now my instructions on Friday from accused number 2 and today still is that when this buccal swab was obtained, it was obtained by Sergeant Mohane, and you were also present when it was obtained.
My Lord, that is incorrect. I was not present when the buccal swab of accused number 2 were taken, my Lord, and I do not even have a reason to deny it if I was present.
Umsolo wesibili ke into angitshele yona ngolesihlanu namuhla ke usakusho ke lokho ukuthi lobufakazi lobu kuyena ke khona la emlonyeni ke kwathathwa uyena uSergeant Mukhane nawe futhi imbala wawukhona akusilona iqiniso lelo futhi anginaso nesizathu sokuthi ke ngithi ngangingekho uma kuukuthi kanti ngangikhona lapho.
My Lord, with leave of the court, may I approach accused number 2? Now, if you may, my Lord, thank you very much. If you may look at that statement, the very one that you deposed to regarding the specimen of the buccal swab that you obtained from Sergeant Mukhane. When was that statement commissioned?
It was commissioned, my Lord, on 2020-06-17.
Idate ke lana nkathi kuma sekubekwa ke istamp kwaku 2020-06-17.
Now, when Sergeant Mukhane went and execute the warrant of arrest on accused number 2 in Villeria, were you also present?
My Lord, I was not present.
Nkathi uSergeant Mukhane eseyake nencwadi eyayigunyazisa ukuboshwa kwakhe ke umsola wesibili evelele wakhona cha ngangekho.
Now my instructions from accused number 2 is that this buccal swab was obtained by Sergeant Mukhane in your presence at Villeria on the eve of his first appearance at Boksburg Magistrates Court on the 27th of October 2020. That means it was obtained on the 26th of October 2020.
Manje ke umsolo wesibili uthi uma lo bufakazi ke buthathwa kuyena ke la emlonyeni ke kwaku nge 26 ka October 2020 kusho ukuthi ke kwakungelanga ke ngaphambi kokuthi abelela imantshi eBoksburg kwenziwa uyena uSergeant Mukhane futhi nawe wawukhona.
My Lord, I was not present when the buccal swab, my Lord, were obtained from accused number 2. I only received the exhibit back, my Lord.
Ngangingekho ke uma lokho kwakwenziwa kuyena ke umsolo wesibili ngathola nje mina ke isikhwama lesi kufakwa kusona ubufakazi.
It is even, my Lord, easy because we can get the information from the lab, my Lord, on the date when it was received by them.
Kulula futhi ke ngoba sisengathola ke kanye ne date ke elab umagama la athunyelwa khona ke ukuthi bathola nini bona lokho.
And who commissioned that statement on the 17th of June 2020?
My Lord, according to the statement, it was commissioned by Sergeant Mukhane.
Ngokwale mininingwane elana ke umuntu okuyena ke owa commissioner ke noma owa beka kusayinda ke kusona statement Sergeant Mukhane.
Now, let's go back to the events of the 17th of June 2020 at the boardroom in Pretoria North SAPS. That will be a day after the arrest of accused number 2. Do you recall that date?
I recall, my lord.
Ngiyakhumbula ke ilanga langa 17 ka June 2020 e Pretoria North.
I know that during your evidence during the trial, within the trial, when this aspect was put to you, you testified that you only arrived late at that meeting. It had commenced in your absence with only Sergeant Mohane and Sergeant Mabena conducting that meeting, correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Bekuqiniswa ke ukuthi ke lapho ke kwakuyimina uSergeant Mabena kanye noSergeant Umukhane lo mhlangano loyo.
Now, when accused number 2, because his instructions are that at that meeting, he was requested to open his mouth so that an oral examination must be made to see whether he had a gold inset on one of his tooth, to take off his clothes at waist level to see whether he had tattoos on his arms and torso. And 3, he was also asked or questioned why he cut off his dreadlocks hairstyle, because it was the police's assertion that in 2014, October 26, around the period of the incident, he had dreadlocks. Were you present when these questions and this examination of the torso and the mouth were conducted on the accused person?
My lord, I was not present. I arrived, my lord, when they had already questioned accused number 2.
Ngalelo langa lelo ke akushoyo umsolo wesibili ukuthi ke kunezinto ke awazenziswa ke okokuqala ukuthi ke kwathiwa ke akavuleke umlomo namakhamiseke kubhekwe ke ukuthi kwelinye lamazinyo akhe ingaba wayenegolide yini, nokuthi ke akhumuleke ingubo noma impahla ayigqokile ngalelo langa lezi zangaphezulu ukubheka ke ukuthi akanamathathu noma wayengenawo amathathu yini. Wabuzwa futhi ukuthi kwakungani ke ewagundile ama-dreadlocks akhe, ngoba ke amaphoyisa akholelwa ke ukuthi wayenama-dreadlocks ke ngo-October ka 2014. Mina ke uma ngifika ke lapho ngafika ke sebekhulumisene ke naye umsolwa.
Now, if accused number 2 states, and as he stated, he'll come back again and tell this court that these things were done to me. I was examined orally for gold inset. I was asked or commanded to strip waist high to see if I've got tattoos. I was asked about dreadlocks. Because you were not present, you cannot dispute that these things were never asked of him. Is that correct?
My lord, I cannot dispute the fact that these questions were put to him because I was not present.
Angeke ngikuphikiseke ukuthi leyo mibuzo leyo yabuzwa ke kuyena ngoba ngangingekho.
Now, let us first talk about the gold inset. To demonstrate that indeed accused number 1 was suspected to be one of the intruders with a gold inset, he was taken on the 22nd of June. Accused number 2, I'm sorry, my lord. Accused number 2, he was taken to a doctor in Rustenburg, Dr. Tlokwe, on the 22nd of October 2020. I mean, 22nd of June 2020, for him to be examine the cavity of the mouth and to make a determination whether or not any cosmetic was done on him to remove the gold inset, or whether to determine whether accused number 2 had a gold inset. You know that evidence?
My lord, I know, my lord, that there is a report that from the doctor, but as to how Sergeant Mokhane was instructed by maybe Brigadier Gilinda to follow that information or not, I have no idea.
Ingabe uyazi yini ukuthi ngazo i22 ku June 2020 wahanjiswa ke umsolo wesibili wasiwa ke ku Dr. Tlokwe ukuthi uDr. Hlokwe-ke abheke-ke ukuthi ngabe khona yini okwenziwa-ke la ngaphakathi-ke nemlonyeni ukuthi-ke kukhishwe leyo golide leyo. Ngiyazi-ke ukuthi ukhona umbiko-ke mayelana nalokho, kodwa ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani ukuthi uSergeant Mugane atshelwe-ke noma aziswe mhlampe-ke uyena uBrigadier Gininda, anginalo-ke ulwazi mayelana nalokho.
Yes, I understand that you are privy to certain things and the delegation of investigations by the commander amongst yourselves. But the gist is this, and I'm asking that you are part of the investigation. On the generalities, you know that an examination was conducted by Dr. Hlokwe regarding this investigation to determine the gold insert on the tooth of accused number 2, which was done on the 22nd of June 2020.
I know, my lord, that there is a report by the doctor.
Ngiyazi ukuthi khona umbiko obuya kudokotela.
Now, having conducted that investigation, as you rightfully say, Dr. Hlokwe prepared the report and he came to this court to substantiate his opinions, professional opinions, to say, according to his examination, accused number 2 has never had an operation or a dental work done on him to show that he had a gold insert and it was subsequently removed. That was his opinion, that there's no evidence that accused number 2 ever had a gold insert in his tooth or teeth, whatever the examination was. Are you aware of that evidence?
My lord, no.
Ingabe uyabazini-ke lobufakazi-ke bakhe uDokotela uHlokwe ukuthi yena-ke wathola-ke noma-ke wathi-ke akuzange kube nabufakazi noma-ke inkomba noma okushoyo-ke ukuthi ngaphambili wayeke wanegolide emazinyeni noma ezinyeni lakhe? Cha.
But I'm telling you as a fact, and my learned colleague will be objecting if I was misleading you. I'm telling you as a fact that that was Dr. Hlokwe's testimony regarding the examination that was conducted on accused number 2.
I hear you, my lord.
Ngiyakuzwa-ke uma uthi uyangitshela-ke ukuthi ngempela uDokotela uHlokwe washo kanjalo.
Now, I just want to put two questions, then I'm going to ask the court so that we can adjourn earlier because I need to consult with accused number 2 on certain matters. Your testimony now is that, on Friday, is that before the appearances of all the accused persons on the 27th of October 2020 at the Boksburg Magistrates Court, your team, that is yourself, perhaps Sergeant Mugane, perhaps Brigadier Gininda, split up to go and execute and arrest all the accused persons on J50s on the 26th of October at various facilities. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Kuyiqiniso-ke ukuthi ngaphambilini kwelanga lange-27 ka-October 2020 ilanga-ke babebingelela ngalo imantshi okokuqala ukuthi thina-ke siyithimba sahlukanisana-ke ukuthi-ke siyobabopha-ke kuyindawo ezahlukene.
Now, those J50s, an application must first be made in order for them to be issued. Who applied for the J50s, do you know?
It's the lead investigating officer, my lord.
Ngaphambilini kokuthi-ke iy'ncwadi lezo-ke ey'bizwa ngokuthi ama-J50 lezi ey'gunyazisa-ke ukuboshwa komsola noma kwabasola kufanele kube nesicelo-ke esenziwayo. Ungabe uyazi yini ukuthi ubani wenza leso sicelo leso? Yena-ke lowo ohola ithimba labaphenyi.
Brigadier Gininda.
Brigadier Gininda.
And in terms of that application for J50s, a supporting affidavit must be deposed to by the person that makes that application to the magistrate. Is that correct? In terms of Section 43 of the Criminal Procedure Act.
The application?
Yes, the application for the J50 must be accompanied by a sworn to statement or affidavit.
That's correct, my lord.
Kuyiqiniso uma kwenziwa leso sicelo ke kufanele iphelekezelwe-ke yistatimende esifungelwa yiloyo-ke owenza leso sicelo.
My lord, with leave of the court, I just want a few moments before they take accused number 2 back to prison. I may ask to adjourn until tomorrow, then I'll take it off with the J50s tomorrow.
Yeah, what's the time now?
It's around 3:08, 3:08, my lord.
3:08.
Yes, 8 minutes past 3.
Any objection from the other councils?
Objections, thank you.
No objection.
Except to mention that
You're not here tomorrow.
no. That's not what I want to mention, my lord.
I can read your mind.
Excuse me, my
I
lord.
can read your mind.
No, the court will recall that
I do.
it was specifically, I think it's Colonel Holmes was specifically requested to come tomorrow to listen to the audio.
But you're supposed to
That formed,
further your cross-examination.
excuse me, man.
You're supposed to further your cross-examination after that.
That is the point I'm standing up on, my lord.
So you say you won't be around.
That's one of it. But the second one is, I had a listen to the audio, which was the subject of a misunderstanding between me, the court, and Mr. House.
Aye, and I wasn't misunderstanding anything.
As it pleases the court, my lord. I actually misunderstood his evidence. I think he was right. It was only on that aspect where I said, when he said that there was a communication amongst all these accused persons, that was in relation to when he was testifying about accused number 2, I was mistaken there. He was right. That was in respect of his testimony as it related to accused number 5.
You didn't
So
listen-
there is no longer any need
Yeah,
to
I know that. But you
to
didn't.
listen
You
to the
missed
record.
vice versa. You remember him saying vice versa twice.
Yes.
That's
no.
where you missed it. No problem.
I was mistaken.
Yeah, no problem. I know
Yes.
you missed that word, vice versa.
I do acknowledge my mistake.
No, fine, no problem.
Thank you, my lord.
Usiyavuma-ke uMr Mnisi-ke, Mr Mncube, mayelana nodaba-ke ukuthi asisekho isidingo sokuthi nanjengoba bekulethwe ispeaker kweviki endlule ukuthi kuzolalelwa-ke uyavuma-ke ukuthi wenze iphutha-ke ukuthi Mr House noma-ke uKenneth House-ke ebeqinisile-ke kuloko bekusho ukuthi uMr Mnisi akamzwanga kahle.
So
As
you're
it
not
is the-
around tomorrow. Are you saying that, in essence?
I'm not around, my lord, but nonetheless, I still have questions on Mr. House.
So what must we do? Because you won't be around.
There's an issue of the Section 205 statements. I'm not so sure whether that has been resolved, but up until thus far, we haven't
No,
received
suppose
anything from the
Mr.
statement.
Baloyi says he's going to call the service provider.
Yes.
So you're suggesting what should we do? We should.
My colleagues will be here tomorrow, my lord. I think if they wish to proceed with the 205 statements, if they will be made available between now and tomorrow, then they can proceed. Then I would implore the court to again request Mr. House to avail himself on Wednesday, if circumstances will permit.
Okay.
Thank you, my lord.
And Mr. Ngumalo, have you now been supplied with all the documents you need?
My cross-examination was stalled because I
Was
not
not?
finished. My cross-examination
You
was
never
stalled.
started your cross-examination.
I never started my
Yes, that's why.
cross-examination.
Have you now been supplied with all the documents you need?
I have not been supplied with the documents that I needed. From
So, Mr.
October-
Baloyi,
from-
you never supplied him.
My lord, I was informed on Saturday that the information
That's it?
will be made available today. I haven't received it as yet, my lord.
What is supposed to be?
The section,
records?
the section 205, the data,
The data.
the call data. We'll check what the current position is, my lord, when we adjourn here.
Okay. And then Sergeant Mohola, are you coming tomorrow again?
Coming, my lord.
Okay, fine. Let's adjourn until tomorrow.
So we are kusasa-ke.